some things that are actually more important that we have to be able to deal with in order for us to really seek success in goal setting. And so I'm going to cover those. I'm going to give it a moment to adjust. Sometimes my part goes private, so I got to allow some people some time to get on. So I'm just going to give it a couple minutes to allow some people to hop on and get in the room, but not too long, because I know that people will come back and kind of watch the replay. um, but I want to see success for everyone as we navigate into this 2025 year. For some of us, that's why I said, like, I kept on trying to think of something that I could kind of say, um, that would be like, oh, about that would just kind of explain my 2024 year. And I just tried to come up with a pretty post that I could say, that I could write, that would articulate what 2024 looked like for me. I was trying to think of this something that I could create to say, like, let me just sum up 2024. But then I thought about it. I said, listen, like, I believe that, hey, Cara, hey, girl, I just believe that it's another day. Yes, we've transitioned technically into another year, but the reality is that it's just another day, is what I feel like. And I'm just still in go mode. Like, I'm still operating under the same grace anointing feeling that I felt yesterday. And I think sometimes, we're just like, okay, this is a new day. I mean, a new year, and I got new goals, I got new resolutions, I have new things. And the reality is that what we did not complete, some of the things that we set out last year. And so I kind of write in my book, I talk about recycled goals, and how these are things that we just keep putting on our boards, we keep putting on our papers without being able to properly assess what that looks like. And so I'm going to be really, really quick. Tag three of y'all friends in this live. Let me tag some people in the room really quickly. um, that I believe this is going to help somebody. Don't just take for granted that today is another day. Today is another day for us to be successful. Today is another day for us to work on our goals. Today is another day for us to see the level of success that we've been praying and hoping for. And so don't take today for granted. I'm going to rest, absolutely. But today is a day. I'm off of work. So today is another day that I can work on my goals and work on some things that I've said that I've wanted to do that I may not have even had the time to do. And so let's not take today lightly. And we won't take this opportunity lightly, but there are some things that I want to talk about really quickly that I feel like is going to be what's going to help us navigate into this amazing 2025 year that a lot of us are claiming that this year is my year. And you have an expectation of so much, right? But sometimes what happens is we can set these expectations without establishing a plan of how that's going to happen. All right, so let me go really quickly. If you're watching the replay, just say replay when you come in the room, so I know that you guys are catching a replay. But I want to talk about a couple things really, really quickly, and then I'm gonna be out y'all way. If you have questions, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat. So today I want to talk about the 5 mistakes that I believe that we make in goal setting. All right, and these 5 mistakes are going to come to you maybe as a shocker, because you're going to think that I'm going to go one way about this, but I promise you I'm going another way. Hey, Amber. How are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. All right. So, the number one reason why people do not reach their goals is because you don't know how to release trauma. All right. And so many of us, we shouted and we danced last night real good. Or you came in with your family, or you was out drinking, clubbing, whatever the case may be. And so last year, we said like, oh, these are the things I'm going to do in 2025, blah, blah, whatever. But if you do not release trauma, I'm going to help somebody today. If you have not released trauma, if you have not released past mistakes, if you have not released some of those internal little kid things that you have not dealt with, you're not going to reach your goals. All right. One of the young ladies read my book, and she was talking about like starting her business, and she said, I really have to go back and deal with some personal things first. And so the reality is that many of us are not reaching our goals a lot of times is because of undealt with trauma. Them internal things, some of us have become bitter, some of us have become angry, some of us are dealing with so many internal past trauma that's hindering you from reaching your goals. And so the number one reason why some of you are not reaching your goals is because you're hanging on to negative experiences. Hear me, negative experiences. The experiences that you've had. I remember a woman of God came and she preached and she talked about how there was a time in the Bible where pretty much what was happening is because of something that somebody else had did, right? Because of something that somebody else had did, it allowed them to become bitter, and then their bitterness allowed them to act on certain things that they would have never done. And so some of you, hear me this morning, you have not reached your goals because your mom didn't reach her goals, because your grandmother didn't reach your goals, because your grandfather didn't reach his goals. And so because of some of those negative experiences that they had, they projected their negative experiences onto you. And so now you have these preconceived notions about life, and that's why you can't reach your goals. And it's so crazy. I was walking yesterday morning, and that's when I got that thought. I was just like, man, like some of us are stuck. Some of us are stuck because of the projections that we have put, that our parents put on us. And so a lot of times we think about, when we're talking to our children, we have to be very, very careful about the things that come out of our mouth, because sometimes your children will not get to their full potential because you didn't reach your full potential. And sometimes we got to look back and be like, God, why am I not reaching my goal? Like, why am I not doing the thing? I know you put it inside of me, but it was because my mama was scared. It was because my daddy was scared. It was because my mom failed. And so my mom projected her failure onto me, and now I got failure. Okay. So that's number one. Holding on to past trauma, things that happen to us. And I'm not saying that we negate, right? Things that have happened, things we've experienced, things that we have seen in our lives, people that have taken advantage of us, people that have rejected us, people that have abandoned us, right? We all have those things that we go through. But hear me, you cannot allow a moment to cripple you for a lifetime. You cannot allow a moment in time to cripple you for a lifetime. And so many of us are stuck at 5 because of what happened to you when you were 5 years old. And I know that it hurt. I know that they did wrong. I know that they bother you, but that moment does not define your life. And so you're trying to figure out, I keep writing the same thing down every year, but because of my trauma, it's hindering me. So that's number one. Trauma. I see y'all in the chat. Counseling and therapy is imperative. Absolutely. You got to go to counseling. You got to go to therapy. You got to deal with those internal things. I know in the Black community, we have to be real. Therapy was always looked at as a bad thing. Like, don't get therapy. What happens in this house stays in this house. All of those different things that we put out, right? And holding on to secrets. And so now we have suffered in silence. And now we have created, hear me this morning, we have created almost a culture and lifestyle of suffering in silence. Then what happens is now we projected that on our children. And so now our children are suffering in silence. And so now we become generation after generation after generation where we suffer in silence and we don't talk about what's wrong with us. But I believe that God has really sent people. Life at the Well, we're going to have these hard conversations. I'm just talking about this morning the 5 common mistakes that we make in goal setting. And so I know y'all thought I was getting ready to come on here and talk about, like, write out your goals, all that pretty thing. No, because some of us, we haven't even gotten to the place where we can even write nothing down. You're not even there yet. We're not even there yet. I'm going to help somebody because we're going to be free for real in 2025. Not this fake free, that we walk around because you have not come in contact with the thing, because that thing is dormant, because you have not been triggered, right? But we're going to be free for real, because in order for us to really experience success, hear me, and not just experience success, but I want to maintain success. What is it to be able to obtain money, but you don't have the capacity to keep the money because your trauma tells you to spend the money? Gee. Whoo, it's good to me this morning. I don't know about you, but it's good to me because I don't want to just be successful in one area or experience a level of success and lose it all. And how many times have we seen people that have gotten success in their life? They've seen success and boom, what happens? They lose it. They don't know what it was like to have money. Why? Because they grew up in poverty. And if you never deal with that poverty mindset will then flow over into every area of your life. And you got that $1 million today. And guess what? The $1 million is gone. Why? Because I did not deal with the internal things. And so it cost me everything. I'm going to help y'all. It cost me everything. So I don't care how many businesses you make. I don't care how many ministries that you build. I don't even care how many times you got children and you built up this wonderful family. Some of you guys, your family is in danger. Your family is suffering because of the trauma that you did not deal with. So I have all these goals for my family. I want to see my family succeed. I want to see my family get to this level, but my trauma, it keeps coming in. I keep self-sabotaging. I keep self-sabotaging these relationships because trauma gets in the way. So in order for us to seek success, y'all, we got to deal with the internal things. Come on, get the therapy that you need. Heal that 5-year-old little girl inside of you. Heal that area that makes you feel like you always got to be in survival mode. You always got to be, and you got this man that's in your life, and he wants to love you and he wants to do for you. But your life has been in survival mode for so long, you don't know how to receive, and so your relationship is suffering. Come on. Because of the way that your mom dealt with you, now you're dealing with your children the same way, and you've learned how to manage in your dysfunction. You've managed to allow dysfunction to become a lifestyle. And so I'm trying to figure out, with my kids, baby, why you acting like this? One day I had to realize, and it's no indictment. I love my mama. But there was moments when, as soon as we would come in the house, my mom would be like, "Get up, do this, go this. What you know? Why is not done?" Da, 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 da. All the things we say. And I found myself being the same way. My daughter came home and she was like, "Mom, I just got home. Mom, I just got in the house. Can I just breathe for a minute?" But it's these things that we have done over and over and over and over. We feel like we don't have to explain nothing to our children. And so we create generations that don't know why they're doing what they're doing. That's why I said my kids wasn't just going to get baptized and walk up to the altar one day and get baptized. And you don't know why you're being baptized. You don't have a clear understanding of what you're doing. This behavior, this recycled behavior that we find ourselves in. So again, number one, the reason why your goals are not working, the common mistake, number one, is you have not dealt with trauma. All right, I'm shifting because I could stay there all day. Right, I could stay there in that mode all day. Number two is the fear of failure. The fear of failure. And this goes two ways, right? Sometimes it's the failure that we've experienced, right? You've had a failed marriage, you had a failed business, you had a failed ministry, you had failed relationships. You felt like you failed raising your older child. And so, now you're like, "Oh, I don't know about this other child," but the reality is that there's a fear of failure, right? You're letting fear call the shots to your life. You're allowing fear to call the shots. I'm not afraid. I'm gonna go get it. That's why I said, like, today's just another day of go for me. I've been in go mode and I'm gonna stay in go mode. And I'm not gonna allow, I've made some mistakes. I've experienced many levels of failure. I've started businesses that didn't work out. Come on. That's good. Our failure of others. Absolutely. That's one of the biggest things. We have watched how other things have played out for other people. And so now we're afraid to step out, not realizing this. Let me help somebody. When you are graced for something, hear me this morning. When you are graced for something, you're graced for it. And so sometimes we think that levels of something not happening, I'm not gonna say not happening, let me not say that, because that is a place of failure. But when things start to happen in what we're pursuing, sometimes we just perceive that as failure, right? When things start to come up and money might not be right, and things may not be functioning the way you think it's supposed to function. Because what did I tell you guys? Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's not God. Right. And so that fear of failure, you're looking at somebody else's relationship, their marriage failed. And so now I'm not going to pursue marriage because I've watched what marriage looks like for other people. And I'm just not going to do it. And I've seen what happened. Or my mama didn't raise me right, and my mama abandoned me. And so now I have a fear of having children. There are so many people that have a fear of giving birth to things because have you watched other people. And so some of us, you have almost a sense of birth control, right? You refuse to get pregnant with purpose. You refuse to get pregnant with vision. You refuse to allow things to take root inside of you because you said, oh no, I watched them videos. And how many of y'all watched them videos before you gave birth? Drop in the chat. Like, you watched those videos and you watched, my God, you watched what it was like. You seen like, oh my God, it was so much blood. And, and I was watching how it was coming out, and she was screaming and she was hollering. And I don't want to go through that, right? Because we watch the process of a thing and we forget the beauty of it. Come on, I'm gonna say that again. We watch the process of a thing and we forget the beauty of it. And so because I've watched other people go through the process of a thing, I stopped seeing I stopped seeing the beauty of what's created in the aftermath. My God. Oh, this is good to me this morning, y'all. I promise y'all. Because I've been in this place where I stopped seeing the beauty of what could come out of it because I'm afraid of the pain. I'm afraid to go through. Listen, marriage is not going to be pretty. It's not going to be lovely all the time. And so when you're looking at these relationships and you're watching people go through, you're going to go through. But listen, the pain don't compare to the glory. That's what the words say. Come on. The pain doesn't, this is not what I came here to do this morning, but the pain, it doesn't compare to the beauty. And so allow yourself to get pregnant with purpose. Come on, allow that vision to get so embedded inside of you. I know it's going to be late nights. I know it's going to be sacrifices. I know that it's going to take discipline, but all of those things don't compare to the book. Come on. I was trying to find my book. I got it right here. Come on. The late night sacrifices, the discipline that it took. This wasn't something that you could just pull out and be like, all right, here it go. The financial that it took to produce this. It don't compare to the testimonials. It don't compare to the reviews. It does not compare to the lives that are going to be changed by what comes out of you. And so we got to stop this thing where we're trying to analyze what we're willing to go through. Come on. We're trying to analyze how far I'm going to go. I'm trying to analyze just how much I'm willing to take. And we say, God, I'm not willing to go through that much pain, but God, I do want the glory. Come on. I do want the baby. I do want what's going to come out of this amazing union. But God, I don't want the pain. And let me tell you something. There is no glory without the suffering. Come on. There is no baby without the pain. If you want it, there is going to be something that you're going to have to sacrifice. There are things that you're going to have to give up in order to get it. So number 2, fear of failure. Fear of failure. You're not reaching your goals because you're afraid. You have written down this thing every year that you want to buy a house, but you refuse to go see a realtor because you don't want to know what your credit look like, right? I don't want to know what my credit looks like. I don't want to know how much money I'm going to have to put down because I know I don't have the money right now. But if I never go and talk to the realtor for her to tell me what I need, then I have to go and get what I need. I can make this sacrifice. If they say I need $20,000, all right, how much money do I need to save a month? What are the things I need to sacrifice in order to give it up? But my mama didn't get a house, right? My grandmama didn't get a house. I'm watching what they never got. I'm watching what they did not obtain. I'm hearing, ooh, this is so good. I'm listening to the language of the people that were before me, and that language scares me. But then we got to come back with the word, right? And the Lord, he shall supply all of my needs. Come on, according to his riches and glory. It belongs to me. So number 2, fear of failure. All right. Number 3, there is no clarity. Right. And when there is no clarity, there is no vision. Come on. You don't have no vision. One thing I always tell people is this: the number one thing, the mistake that people make when they're setting goals is you don't know what the end goal looks like. You don't know. That's right, Brian. Brian said the information is free. And that's what kind of gets me to, let me just back real quick, right? There's a fear of failure, but we refuse to go get the information, and the information is free. I told somebody the other day, I go live, I got so much free content, right? That it's unreal. It's no reason why you're not going after your goals. Google is free. It's so much free stuff out there, and we're not reaching our goals because we refuse to sit down. Come on, and make the sacrifices. Listen, I know right now the enemy is mad. Hear me. The enemy is mad this morning because some of y'all hopped on this line and you didn't know what you was getting ready to get because you made these pretty little goals on a list and you made out, your little list of goals. But the reality is that half of the stuff that you wrote on that list don't even align with where you're going. That's why I said the mistake is there is no clarity, come on, and there's no vision. And so what happens is you're setting goals, but you don't see the end goal, right? So if my end goal is to buy a house, right? Hear me, I'm getting ready to help somebody today. Tune in, take notes. If my end goal, I'm gonna use this as an example, is to buy a house, the goal on my list shouldn't be to buy no car, right? My goals should be filled with saving money, doing research. I'm going to help somebody. Doing research, talking to a realtor. Those are the things that should be on my goal list. But instead, some of the stuff that we got on our goal list don't even make sense. I'm trying to figure it out. I want it to make sense because we set goals that don't align with the end goal. And so you got to make sure. The common mistake is I don't have no clarity and I don't have no vision. But the biggest thing is there is no blueprint. There is no step-by-step that says, how do I get here? And so I'm going to start a business, but have you done the research? Those are the things that should be on your board. Now, I'm going to say, yes, losing weight, that's always like the big deal, right? But if losing weight is the goal, there should be some things within what you're saying that the end goal is losing weight. All right, my end goal is losing weight. Then what are my daily goals look like? And so some of these daily goals don't make no sense because those daily goals should align with your end goal. Absolutely. I see y'all. We become our own stumbling block. Absolutely. Many of us have gotten in our own way. Lack of clarity. I see y'all stick to the plan. We got to stick to the plan. What does that look like? And so there has to be a blueprint. What I wrote down was many of us are driving without a map. Where are you going? Huh? Where are you going? Where are you going? If you don't know where you're going, and then you got these different stops, but the stops don't make sense because have you ever started traveling, right? You're traveling down the road and you start putting these stops in the thing. Like I'm gonna stop here, I'm gonna stop there. But the stops don't make sense because the stops take you out of your way. When I'm driving and I'm looking for a gas station, I gotta look for a gas station that is along my journey. Why am I looking for a gas station that's gonna take me 20 miles out of where I'm supposed to be? Then I gotta take another 20 miles in to get back on track to get me where I needed to go. So the goals, they have to align. My stops have to make sense. Every stop that you make, hear me, every step that you take, every goal that you write down should ultimately lead to the end goal. Now, I'm not saying you may have some goals that you're working on simultaneously, right? So you might be working on a book, you might be working on this, but the thing is this, you got to work on the thing that you have the capacity to do. So if you don't have the capacity to write a book, do this, do all these things at one time, you got to pick that one thing that you can do, right? Pick that one thing that you know you have the capacity to do right now in this moment and allow that to be in the driver's seat. Because many of us, what you're trying to do, like if you're working a full-time job, but then you're trying to manage 5 different things at one time, that's why you just overwhelmed. Come on, you're just overwhelmed. And now nothing's getting done. Absolutely, Brian. Distractions. We are distracted. I told y'all the other day, if you have an iPhone, look on your iPhone on like now on the update. If you turn it over, if you look at the bottom of your iPhone, right, there's this thing that tells you where you spend your time. I'm gonna help somebody today, okay? Because we're gonna reach our goals. This is not gonna be another day, another year, another moment that we're stuck. Come on, we are going to the next level, all of us. That's why I came on here today. All of us going to. I don't want to just have success and go to the next level. And I look at my sisters and my brothers online, and I'm watching you guys not reach your next level. No, we all going somewhere. So if you look at the bottom. Look at the bottom. It tells you where you're spending your time. And it tells you how often you've been on Facebook, right? How often you've been scrolling on the web. Like it's telling you where you're spending your time. And if you go look in that corner, it'll show you Facebook. Right. And some of us, when you look on that little Facebook, I've been guilty. That's why I can help y'all out. When you look at a little thing on Facebook, it says like 6 hours. Now it gives you your daily, right? So when you come to me and you say, I don't have time, I want you to go look at that little thing and I want you to tell me where you spend your time. If you have 6 hours to scroll on Facebook, if you have 4 hours to scroll on Facebook, even if you have 2 hours to scroll on Facebook, and you tell me your book is not done, we got a problem. We got a problem. If you tell me that you don't have a business plan, but you've been on Facebook for 4 hours today, we have a problem. Because you're not doing the things that are needed to help you to grow. That's unless you post them, but it don't take 4 hours to post. It don't take 2 hours to post. So we are distracted. All right. All right. The next one we're going to talk about is accountability. 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 Y'all drop in the chat accountability. I need y'all to help me out today. Y'all teaching real good in the chat too. I see refreshing comes in his presence. The blueprint is in his presence. Strategy is born out of prayer. Absolutely. If you read my book, I talk about it. Strategy is born out of prayer. Many of us are driving without a map. Absolutely. So accountability. Number 4 mistake is accountability. I know y'all came on this live. Y'all was like, oh, she about to tell me the 5 mistakes of goal setting. I thought I was going to talk about SMART goals and all that kind of stuff. We ain't even there yet. We ain't there. All right. So accountability, right? What is accountability? Flying solo with no co-pilot. You have to have someone that's willing to hold you accountable. Right. And I told you guys not too long ago, I said, we think that accountability is a cuss word, right? We think that accountability means control, but accountability, having someone that is going to hold you to your word, that's going to hold you to your capacity, that's going to say, hey, sis, hey, bro, where you at? Where are you today? And I'm going to hold you accountable, not just for the book, not for the business, not for the ministry, but I'm also going to hold you accountable to your mental state, right? Because I want to make sure that you're mentally well. Because we can't keep going on this thing where our businesses are flourishing, but our mental capacity is all over the place. And there are a lot of depressed business people. There are a lot of depressed pastors. There are a lot of suicidal pastors. There are a lot of suicidal business owners, right? That every day they're contemplating suicide. But a lot of times there is a contemplation of suicide. There is a place of depression. There is a place of anxiety because there is no accountability. Not only is there no accountability, there's no plan. Right? Not only is there no plan, right? There's a fear of failure, right? Not only is there a fear of failure, but there is a place of trauma. And if you don't have somebody that's going to hold you accountable to your trauma, that's going to hold you accountable to your failures, that's going to hold you accountable to your vision, what happens? Those thoughts come in. I'm teaching this morning. Listen, I know I'm teaching good this morning. I need accountability. So important. You got to have somebody that's going to hold your feet to the fire. That's going to say, sis, didn't you say you want to buy that house? I don't want no friend that know that I'm trying to save money, but always want to eat out, that always want to go out, that always want to go somewhere, that always you trying to take a 51 million, vacations. And it kind of puts that pressure on us because sometimes we don't know how to say no. We don't know how to eliminate distractions. We don't know how to create boundaries, right? And so because we don't have those boundaries in our lives, every time somebody asks us to do something, we feel the need to say yes. I need people that will say, that's not where you're supposed to be right now. Okay. That's not the focus. I know you want to start that business, but right now, sis, that's just not the right time. I know that's something that you want to do right now, but I don't know if that's the best thing. Or having someone that has the ability and the capacity to help you map out some things. Accountability is important. I know we don't like this kind of talk. I know we didn't grow up with this kind of talk. I know that accountability for some of us is tough and rough because we don't want nobody to be able to be in our business, right? But accountability is important. Right. In Isaiah 50, it talks about morning by morning, he awakens my ear to hear as those who are taught wisdom and listen and accountability. That's it. That's the word. I ain't giving y'all nothing that's outside of the word. I'm going to give you the word every day. Accountability. It's important. Proverbs it talks about where we lend our ear, right? What do we give our ear to? Because what did I tell you? Whoever has your ear has your tongue, right? Whoever has your ear has your tongue. And whoever has your ear has your tongue, has your language. And so you're trying to figure out, why did my language shift? Why am I saying things that I wouldn't never, now my conversation has become what I can't do and where I'm not going and how much the pain is, and I had to be careful. And that's why I said, as much as I wanted to create this pretty post for y'all today, the Lord would not allow me. You know why? Because we can get so caught up in having the conversations with people about what went wrong in our life that we negate what went right. I'm gonna help you. We can get so caught up, and I wanted so bad to be like, this was a bad year for me, and it was just horrible. And people walked away, and people left me, and all. And I could have said all of those different things because, baby, it wanted to take me out. But I had to be mindful of my language because just as much as there was some bad things that happened to me, there were some wonderful things that God allowed me to walk through, and so I could not even open up my mouth to even dwell on what went wrong because, listen, I'm grateful that I made it through. And some of us, we got to get to the place where we're surrounding ourselves with people that have the ability that help us to watch our language. I'm gonna help somebody today. Listen, I'm just talking about the 5 common mistakes of goal setting, right? And not being surrounded around the right people that have the language of my future. Somebody dropped that in the chat. That have the language for my future. Come on, I don't want to be connected with nobody that does not have the language for my future. I don't want to be in a covenant with nobody that doesn't have the language for my future. I don't want to be at tables with nobody that does not have the language for my future. I don't want to be in rooms with people that don't have the language for my future. I only want to be in spaces and accountable to people that have the language for my future. Because this moment of my life, come on, it won't cripple me. And many of us have been crippled. Many of us have been disabled. Come on. What does disabled mean? When you are looking at your computer, it says it's either enabled or it's disabled. And when it's disabled, it means it's not in use. Ooh, my Lord, my Lord. When something has been disabled, hear me. Oh my God. When something has been disabled, it means it's not in use. And many of us have allowed our moments to cripple us. And so now we are disabled. Come on. We are disarmed. Come on. We're no longer in use. And I'm telling you guys, I'm just trying to push you to another place that no matter what a moment looks like, it don't take me out. Come on. It don't put me off to the side. It does not mean I cannot be used. Your divorce does not define you. Come on. Your failed relationships don't define you. Failed businesses and ministries, they don't define you, nor do they disable you. I feel something in the room. It don't. It won't define you. And so the mistake that we made is I have allowed a moment to define and disable me. But we're shifting, y'all. Come on. I'm shifting. Come on, I'm shifting. And I'm not going to allow that. All right, number 5, y'all. Number 5 is when you're only focusing on the outcome. All right. This is how I said it. I want y'all to hear me so clear. Chasing the finish line, but ignoring the race. Come on. Chasing the finish line, but ignoring the race. I see y'all in the chat. I only want to be in spaces that has the language for my future. Absolutely. I need voices, tongues, mouths that have the language for my future. My future needs to be able to translate and line up with your words. Woo, my Lord. Yeah, I want to talk to people that talk right, people who are speaking to my present me and my future me. Come on. I gotta help y'all because I don't care how many resolutions we set. I don't care how good you danced last night. I don't care how many words of 2025 were spoken over your life last night. And every pastor and leader had a word, and everybody has a word over their life and what they're saying they're getting ready to transition to. But hear me on today. If you don't allow these 5 things to become evident in your life, every word that was spoken is going to fall on not on good ground. You will forfeit everything. Come on. You will forfeit everything. You will forfeit everything that was spoken over your life last night. Because the reality is this: there is a responsibility that you have. There is a decision that you have to be willing to make. And I have to be willing to make the decision that says, I'm moving from a place of trauma to a place of healing. Come on. I'm moving from a place of fear, come on, to a place of triumph. Fear will not control me. I'm moving to a place of clarity. Come on. I'm moving to a place of whoever is around me has the language for my future. And the last one today that I want to talk about is I'm not just chasing the finish line and ignoring the race. Come on. You are chasing what the end looks like, but ignoring the process. I'm going to help somebody today. Oftentimes, your process becomes your selling point. Hear me. Your process. This is why you can't ignore the race, because what it took for you to get to the race is just as important as your win. What I'm doing right now, what I'm teaching you right now, is the process of what it took for me to get to this place. It's my selling point. It's what allows me to get people in the door, not just on the business side, but also on the ministry side. Because I can tell you what I had to overcome. I can tell you what I had to persevere. That becomes my testimony. That becomes my selling point of who Christ is, right? I can sell you on how to start a business and how to maintain a business. Why? Because of the process that I went through. I couldn't just be so stuck on where I was going that I forget to write out the race, the prepping. The process gives you the oil to deliver others. Absolutely. So those are the 5 common mistakes, y'all, that we make as to why we're not seeing success in our lives. And I could have shifted. I promise you, I wanted to say something else. I wanted to, go there, and I could have just talked about all the, the great things about setting goals and what does that look like? And how do you properly goal set? And the thing is that y'all, it's not that you don't know how to do it. It's that there are things that are hindering you from doing it. Some of y'all, it's not the fact that you don't know the information. Most of the time, when I'm coaching other coaches, right? And when my coach is coaching me, I got a coach, right? And my coach, he coaches me. And it's not because I don't know what to do, right? It's because of the 5 things I just talked about. It's my trauma. Come on, my triggers, my fear of failure. Come on, my clarity and vision, accountability. That's why I need a coach. It's not because I don't necessarily know where I'm going. Now, there are things that they're going to teach me, right? Coaching is not because you don't know. Listen, a basketball coach is not a coach because LeBron don't know the game. He know the game. I need somebody that has the ability to see. Come on. I need somebody that has the ability, that has the language for my future. That's what this is about. I'm not having this course in this class because I feel like y'all don't know where y'all going. I'm having this course in this class. I've created a cohort because you need someone that can see what you can't see. You need someone that has the language for your future that's going to help you push past your trauma. All right. I know you had that injury last year, right? But you gonna have to get up. One of my favorite movies. I'm getting. I'm going after this, right? One of my favorite movies is Just Right. If y'all ever see Just Right, say yes in the chat. All right. I love that movie, right? There's so many different dynamics about that movie. But I remember after Queen Latifah, right? She helped him to get back to the game. Okay. Queen Latifah helped him get back to the game. And at his first game, he was playing like real crazy, right? She comes out of the stands and she goes beside him. Do y'all remember the words that she said? She said, "You are, oh my God." She said, you're playing on that knee like it ain't healed, pretty much. You're playing on that knee as if you have not done the work for that knee to do what you needed to do. Hear me. As your coach, I'm getting ready to help y'all today. I'm getting excited. As your coach, I'm here to tell you that at 5 years old, you was injured. But your injury does not define what your game is going to look like. I know you was injured last year. He had just experienced the injury, but because she had the ability, God has the ability to get you back into that place. Hear me. You can't play scared. We're not playing scared in 2025. Come on. I'm not scared in 2025. I know that you've experienced great loss in your life in 2024. I know there were people that walked away from you, but in 2025, we are not playing scared. And that's my job as a coach. I'm not letting you play scared. I'm not letting you play as if the injury, the Lord has the ability to wipe it like it never happened. Like it never happened. Like it never take place. So that's my favorite part of the movie. My favorite part is when she comes down. Hear me. Look at this, right? She was not even his coach, but she had the language. She had the language of his future. And you need somebody that has the ability to help you. That's it. Navigate your plays. That's all I'm here to do. I'm not telling you that how to run your business. I'm not telling you that whatever you're trying to do is wrong. But what I am here to do is help you navigate the plays of your future. And that's what she did. I don't need to be a dance instructor to tell you how to navigate that play. I don't need to be a real estate agent to tell you how to navigate that play. But what I do have is foresight. And what I'm not going to allow you to do is play scared. What I'm not going to allow you to do is allow the fear of failure of what happened before, because he was afraid in the movie that if he moved that knee the wrong way, what happened? That he was going to end up with another injury. But this year, somebody dropped in the chat, I'm not playing small. Come on, I'm not playing small. Because I got injured last year don't mean I'm playing small. I'm coming out blazing. I'm coming out on go. I'm coming out with the same momentum that I had. And so as much as I wanted to have this crazy post about the loss and the L's that I took in 2024, the only thing that could come out of my mouth, the only language I had was, I'm in go mode. And I'm still navigating the same place that I was in last year. I'm not playing small. Oh, I took some L's, right? There were some relationships that suffered in 2024. There were some relationships I lost in 2024, but that does not mean I'm afraid to build relationships in 2025. I built some amazing relationships at the end of 2024. Just because your team fell apart in 2024, don't mean that your team is going to fall apart in 2025. I'm still looking for people that's willing to join my team. Why? Because my loss does not dictate my future. What happened to me in a moment does not dictate what my future looks like. I will not allow a moment to cripple me, to disable me, to take me out the game, to take me off course. Why? Because I got somewhere to be. Shoo! Y'all, this was good to me this morning. I'm trying to tell you, my failures of 2024 don't define or control what my 2025 is getting ready to look like. Can I tell you the truth? The failures of what happened in that 2024 year, they didn't even define what my next day looked like. Because one day I was hurt, come on, and the next day I got up. One day I was hurt, and the next day I kept going. One day they walked away, come on, and the next day somebody else walked right back in. And so what we cannot do is get stuck in moments that we are willing to reject what God is trying to send. Come on. Whoo. God can rebuild the structure. Come on. Can these bones live? I made a live the other day, a post the other day, and what did I said was some of the things that we're saying I need to cut off are things that we got to be honest with ourselves and say, guess what? I did not steward that well. I don't need to cut it off. I need to nourish this. I need to take care of this because I didn't steward it well. Can these bones live? It looked dead over there. Come on. When he had that vision, he said it looked dead, and he said, but listen to the language. I gotta go. Who? He said, can these bones live? Before he could talk, before Ezekiel could say something out of his mouth that might have went against what God had said, he said, only you know, Lord. He was watching his language. He was watching his tongue. And that's what I had to get to the place where in spite of who left me, who was doing whatever they was doing in 2024, my language could not change. And so when God is saying, hey, can I do this in you? Only you know, Lord. Come on. He said, can I build this business in you? Only you know, Lord. Can I write this book through you? Only you know, Lord. Come on, because I'm not going to allow my language to determine, to cripple what God is trying to do with me. And that's why I said you got to have people around you that have the language of your future. You got to have people around you that have the language of your present. You got people around you that have the language of where you're going. Because if you're not careful, when God asks you, can that thing live? You're going to say, God is already dead. Whew, this is good to me. I ain't come here for all this, but you know, whenever God shifts, I'm going with it. You got to be so careful. You got to be so careful. If you don't hear nothing this morning and this next year and this next season of your life, your language is going to say a whole lot about your future. A whole lot about your future. A whole lot about your future. But I want to see you win. Come on. I want to see you have success in every area of your life. I don't want you just to have business success. This is why my coaching programs include mindset. Why? Because if your mind not right, I don't care how much knowledge I'm giving you, you won't receive it. All right? So we gotta get our minds right. And so the 5 things I talked about today was, and I need y'all to tag some of y'all friends that need this. They may catch this later because I'm getting ready to go. They may catch this later, but I want y'all to tag some of y'all friends that's going to need this later. Because listen, many of us, they might be still high off the word from last night, right? They may be still in their prophetic, word that they got last night. And I'm not against prophetic words because, baby, I'll prophesy with all those that prophesy. But one thing I do believe is that along with the prophecy, there's always going to be a level of instructions. Come on. Along with prophecy, there's always going to be a level of something that you have to do. I don't care. Right? When you go and they say like you're pregnant, right? You're not pregnant, you just have the baby. There is a process, right? You don't just see the sonogram and then, the next day the baby's in your hand. No, there's a process. And the doctor tells you, these are the things I need you to do in order for you to have a healthy baby. There are things that you have to do. There are things you have to avoid. I'm helping you this morning. And so, yes, you were prophesied to. They gave an amazing word, and they talked about, yes, this is the year of this, and your famine is over, and this is going to be the year of the turnaround. This is going to be the year of the great reveal. This is going to be the year of the manifestation. All the great words that we say, right? But I'm just here to tell you that along with the word, there is going to be a something that you have to do, right? Partner, that's it. Partner with the prophetic word. There is going to be something that you have to do in order to see manifestation. Manifestation doesn't just show up without you being able to walk in language and all the things that come with the manifestation. If God is revealing, if he's going to reveal something to you, that means that there's a place that he has to take you for the reveal. I told somebody the other day, I said, there's a word, there's a song out, right? And it'd be like, make me a miracle, right? And I'll be your miracle. And I said, do you know what you're saying out of your mouth? When people tell you like, there's going to be miracles that's going to happen in your life. All right, listen, if there's going to be miracles, understand there's going to be something that's going to be impossible that has to happen in your life for the miracle to take place. I'm gonna help you. Like, listen, I'm just trying to prepare y'all, right? Because I know we pretty this thing up like things are gonna be awesome and wonderful and they're gonna be exciting, right? Because the suffering don't compare to the glory. But what I need you to know is this: in order for me to be a miracle, in order for me to be delivered, there is something that I gotta come out of, which means what? There is something that is going to be deemed impossible to the world. It's gonna look like nobody else can do it, nobody else can accomplish it, but it's gonna be something that's only gonna be take place in the supernatural. So yes, I'll sing that song. Make me a miracle, because God, listen, in order for you to make me a miracle, there's something I'm gonna have to go through. And I can't say I don't want to be on that list this year, God. Come on. I don't know about you. I'm like, God, I don't want to be on your strongest soldiers list where you just let all these things happen to me, right? I'm being careful about my language, but in all seriousness, I'm grateful for this time we spent this morning, y'all. I came on here to talk about something else, and I'm going to announce it. I put it out this morning already. And like I said, I don't have to necessarily be in the field, whatever the case may be, to do it. But I'm starting something called the Vision Lab. And this is the thing about the Vision Lab. God gave me this word, this theme, called the Vision Lab, and I'm excited, like what we're getting ready to cook up over the next 12 weeks. And so it's starting on January the 19th, y'all. January the 19th, I'm starting something called the Vision Lab. I've done a lot of one-on-one coaching. But over the last 30 days, I did a free 30-day accountability group. And can I be honest? I love the community that it built. And although I think people like the one-on-ones, with people and the ability to have one-on-ones with people. I love the community, right? And it lit a fire because some of them did not want to come online without their work not being done. Like, you didn't want to be the odd one out to come online and be like, well, last week I told y'all this and I didn't finish it. Right. But I'm excited. This is a 12-week long cohort. It's going to be weekly meetings, weekly homework assignments, right? So I want you to call me. Let's talk it through, because let's make sure you have the capacity. I'm only taking 15 people. All right. I'm only taking 15 people. I think 3 or 4 of those slots actually have already been taken up. So I'm super excited about that. But this is just the opportunity for us to come together and learn, grow, build, right? Learn, grow, and build. And I think a lot of times, we're afraid of what that accountability looks like and what community looks like, because we don't want to look a certain type of way. But I'm telling you, over the last 30 days, we have built an awesome community. And to watch what these people have been able to do in just 30 days, I can only imagine what's going to happen over the next 90 days. I wanted to do it like this, a little bit different, because I wanted a full 90 days with these 15 people. I didn't want people to kind of come in and out and in and out, but I wanted you guys to be committed for the next 12 weeks. All right, 12 weeks. And so with this, you're going to get a copy of my book. You're going to get a copy of the digital planner. You're going to get a copy of our workbook, of a workbook. All these 3 things I have created that go along with all of my coaching. We're going to talk about the conception of a thing, the nurturing of a thing, and then the delivery. All right. And so over the next 3 months, the next 12 weeks, we're really going to be able to buckle down, y'all, and see it to the end. And you're going to have me every step of the way to help you see it to the end. I've added 2 bonuses to this as well. Everybody that signs up to the class will one get a free one-on-one session with me, which is typically like 350 an hour. And the number two thing is you will get a free ticket to our I Pray, Plan, and Execute Leadership Intensive and Mastermind that's going to take place in Baltimore, Maryland. In March. All right. And so those are the two bonuses that you really cannot pass up. All right. And so I'm extremely excited about this opportunity to work with you guys. You need somebody that can see what you cannot see. You need somebody that has the ability to navigate what you sometimes cannot navigate. Think about a coach, right? That coach is on the sideline and they're like, hey, I need you to, when you go down the court, go to the left, don't go to the right, right? You keep going to the left, and every time you go to the left, your enemy is coming and they're getting you, right? So you need somebody that has the ability to help you to shift. And this is not just even about like business stuff, right? This is whatever area of your life. I am going to challenge 5 ministry leaders. Y'all change chart. If you know some ministry leaders that need this, I am going to even challenge 5 ministry leaders that say, listen, I need to take my ministry to the next level. I need to get focus, right? I know, don't be ashamed. I know sometimes we try to be ashamed, like you don't know what you don't know. And if you're just stepping out, even if you're in it and you're like, something is not working, I've been doing this thing for a long time, and it just seems like something is not connecting for me. Listen, be in the room if you feel like, and I'm an advocate for this. If you feel like you are attached to my voice, sign up. There are certain people in the earth that have what you need. There are certain people in the earth that have the ability to unlock what's inside of you. So if you're like, hey, I need to lose weight, and you need accountability, you need help, you need all X, Y, and Z, get in the group, be a part of the Vision Lab. Let us help you. Take your business, whatever it is you're trying to reach, to the next level. But so yes, I'm excited about that. So y'all scan the QR code, go visit the website. We have weekly options, we have monthly options. So we have a lot of different options for you guys, payment plans that makes this easy and affordable. But what I'll say is this, right? The reality is that you're going to have to make the investment. I don't care what it is. I'm never going to tell y'all something that I've never done myself. You have to be willing to make the investment in order for you to go into your next. And so make the investment. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. You invest in everything else and in everybody else. But don't be afraid if you know it's something that you've been sitting on. You're like, I've been trying to write this book, but it's just not connecting. Get in the Vision Lab. Let us cook up what is next for you, right? And let us help you reach your goals. I have a lot of different people that are going to be joining me. It's not just going to be me, but I have some other coaches that are going to come on the line that are going to help teach in their areas of expertise. They're going to come in and help. I got the guy that helped publish my book. He's going to be doing a session with us as well. So I'm excited about that. So listen, y'all, get in the Vision Lab, scan the QR code. I want to see y'all a part of this amazing opportunity. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a little while now. And so when I did this accountability group, I was like, this is amazing. I love to see it. All right, listen, I just dropped my email in the chat. I just dropped my website in the chat. And so y'all go. Let me see. I need to drop it in here too. Y'all go and follow the page. Like I said, I do free stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? But there are some times when you're just going to have to make the investment, right? And I've been there and done that, which is why I can tell y'all I'm not afraid to make the investment. All right. So thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for joining. Tag some of y'all friends, share this on y'all page, and let them know about the 5 common mistakes, y'all, that we make and why we're not seeing our goals. I want to see us reach our goals. I want to see us go to the next level. I don't want this to be another 2025 where we don't reach our full potential, where our baby is not where our baby does not come full term, right? And so I want to see full term babies. I don't want to see us miscarrying. I don't want to see us having these abortions, right? I don't want to see us giving up too soon. I don't want to see us on this birth control where we have this fear of failure and we're afraid to step out on faith. We're afraid to allow ourselves to be impregnated with vision. I don't want us to be afraid. I want us to continue to keep going in the process. So thank y'all for taking time out of your day. This 1 hour of power. I try to stick to my 1 hour, this 1 hour of power, 1 hour of time to come on and allow me to speak life into all of you, into your next, and just give you the tools that you need in order to go to your next. So listen, y'all, I love y'all so much. I pray you guys enjoy your day with your family, but also take a moment to write out some things, and in the areas that you feel like you're not doing well in, go get the help that you need. And for some of you, you say, listen, I might just need to start with therapy, and I'm cool with that too. That might be the first thing for you to kind of process through that. So that's all I came to say today. I really, really, really love y'all in real life. That's why I came on. I got a little happy. I wasn't trying to be too preachy, but y'all, I just apologize in advance because it just comes out of me, and I don't mean to, be so preachy all the time. But I think it's just the passion inside of me that just excites me about being able to see people healed, healthy, whole, and well. And everything that I do, right? It's just not in the spiritual aspects of life, but I want to see you well in every area of your life. All right. So I love y'all. Enjoy your family. Happy New Year, everybody. You made it to another year, but this is another day to conquer your goals. This is another day to walk in a level of success and reach your full potential. All right. So I love y'all. I pray y'all have an amazing day, and bye.